Hi, friends. Well, guess I'm on a roll. Got a number of video or written journals lined up, so doing the videos. This one is from a few days ago, 12/21, and it was the second of that day. It was an 11 day, 11 seed. Self as creator of the world, stepping back enables vision shift. And this one will come with another link to another, or maybe the same Dimitri Halley video. I don't know. I've already got the link in there and it's hidden. So here we go. I am truly blessed this day. I've been watching a recent upload of Dimitri Halley and delighting both in how it touches and reflects me to myself. You know, what a grand adventure this life is. Can you see that? Can you feel it? I certainly can. Yet this life is all about creating our own realities. Reality? What is that? Indeed, the answer will always be unique. Well, maybe always is too big a word, but you get my drift. We are in process of creating all, quite literally all, that we see and experience. Oh my God, the realization is stunning. I'll step out for a second and say this came before the video I just uploaded. So stay in touch with the dates when they were written, not so much when they're uploaded to know what came in what order. It comes to us in many, many little ways, and each time it comes, we expand out a bit into the greater self. We are stepping back, stepping back, stepping back from the creation. Only in doing that can we begin to see this, that we are the creator as well as the experiencer of that. Now, for some reason, my little control that's supposed to take me down one line is taking me down paragraphs. So let me switch gears here and use the mouse. Okay, so we are the creator as well as the experiencer. It's totally amazing. The seeming solidity of what we create. So solid that running into the tree will eliminate your incarnation, perhaps. Yet, even that so-called death is a part of the dream. Not real at all, just an experience. Wow, what else can one say? I share with you the above link to the Halley video. It spoke volumes to me, and it might do for you as well. Nothing relies on this one video, of course. Any self-realized being has this ability to sort of take you along, to bring you into your self, your higher self, as she or he paints word pictures for the enjoyment. Deep within us, we all have dichotomies, conflicts, and various internal wars going on. Our beliefs clash, even with themselves as well as with each other. It's quite a zoo in there, our internal zoo. Well, it's not personal, my friends. Just look out there to the world to see your insides painted larger than life for you in unmistakable ways once your eyes are opened up to be able to see this. Except that we mistake them, of course, for something real, instead of seeing them, the externals, for the reflections that they truly are. Well, how to get out of that? The first thing is to see that this is possible, to give mental acceptance to the possibility. Drop that into heart and then just move on with your life. Things will come up in support of or against your new idea, and that's only natural. So then, be in heart and deal with each thing. At least look at it. Just be watching. That is all. The rest will come as it will. We can't force it. Be at peace with that. It's only the mind that wants to force things. The heart knows better. Can you trust that somehow, some way, life is really okay? Or do you have ideas that life is mean and cruel and arranged to benefit the oppressors, yada, yada, yada? Ideas like that? If you do, that's what you have been and will be creating. You're responsible for that. Well, it's your belief, isn't it? No one says you have to keep it. Why not ditch it? It's an option, anyway. Be the watcher. Not so much watch the world, but the internal self. Turn your gaze inward. Watching the world is okay, of course, but you're getting your reality secondhand that way. Remember, external life is but the mirror of our insides. As above, so below, as within, so without, as without, so within, as below, so above. It all works. It all equates. You've got to be the one to open the door just a crack to let this possibility in, or you'll just continue on ad nauseum as you have. As you're watching, your inner self, if you're centered, can begin to share things with you, understandings and such. Actually, the reality is that the inner self is doing this all of the time. It's us who are not present, not centered in the now moment enough to perceive this, to tune in, to hear it. Sometimes it makes it through as a hunch, an intuition, but more often not. It's either not perceived or brushed off as a nothing. Well, this is practically the definition of our sleepwalk that we've been engaged in for so long. It's time now, and many of us are just stopping and saying, enough already. It's time for an end. An end to what? To things going on as they have been. The secret to why they've continued on this way is because we let them. Yes, you and I. We did that. Now we must own it. You need not own my part, nor I yours. We can continue to retain this little bit of separation for a while if it will cushion our entry into full awakening. It can be helpful, or not. The choice is yours. So just own your own part of the game, your own creation. And that would be the whole world as you perceive it, by the way, including all the people, the animals, the beings in it. Yep, your creation. Can you go there? Well, time to broaden out the definition of self then, wouldn't you say? At least give it a chance. Open up. Let some air in. It's all just frequency and vibration. We're the ones who give it meaning, who give it form. Now, on a higher level, we are having a great deal of fun doing that. Well, as for me, I say it's time I rejoined that higher self and had some of this fun firsthand. How about you? Game to go for it? Hey, what can we lose? We are divine, powerful creators, my friends. That's one way to look at it anyway. You take the perspective you find most useful. most productive of what your heart desires, of joy. I'm just sharing some of mine. I regularly take different ones. I don't like getting boxed in to anything. I like it flexible. It seems each perspective has something to share, to offer, to help me grow. Now, ultimately, even this whole growing thing will be seen to be a part of the illusion. It would have to if we're elements in the body of Source. And yes, we are that. So ultimately, Source has neither need to grow nor any deficiency that needs correcting. Meanwhile, though, the play, the grand dream and drama, is before us. So let's have a lovely last act, shall we? Something I share on and off is how we exert control of life with our words. Words are powerful, and no, don't ask me how or why. Once again, I just know that. So that's what I share. I leave the how and the why to others more courageous or called to venture there. I find the that to be the contents of my now, so that suffices quite well. Suggestion: start looking at your use of the words and the concept of right and wrong. Whenever you're using them, you're creating conflict. Begin to see that. Things are neither right nor wrong at any time. Don't listen to this with the mind, it will freak out. Get in heart. Things are neither right nor wrong at any time. Things simply are. You've heard that before. You know that you have. That is all. They just are. Let them be neutral like that. Then you can begin to taste the fruit, the essence of the gift they represent. Even the tough stuff, the difficult parts of the life, are just blessings. Admittedly, they're in disguise, disguised as problems or difficulties, but they're not really that. Instead, each and everything that comes knocking on the door of your consciousness brings its blessing. Yet, it's up to you to see that, to unwrap the gift. To be able to see that generally requires a change in perception, in the angle of view. You are quite capable of shifting your perspective. It's a choice all can make. It may feel strange, even weird for a while, but that's okay. Stick to heart, to the now moment, and whatever it is, it will pass. Change being the only constant, as we all know. So, use of the right and wrong, good and evil, for and against words and concepts have a lot to show us. That's our creation of it, quote unquote, out there in the world. Collectively, what we see is literally and truly just a mirror for us. Now, strange as this may sound at first, it's really quite useful. How is that? It empowers us to change the whole world just by changing the self. This is literally the way that it is, the way things work. Stay in heart. I seriously recommend you try this little idea or attitude on. See how it fits. Play with it. Don't go looking to the newspaper for evidence of your internal changes. I have to laugh. I used to do that. That would be mind trying to interpret this. Just know that as we do this and as we link up together comparing notes, you will begin to see evidence of your change. It will be brought to you. The way you will likely see it first is the evidence in yourself, your own feeling of internal change, the world will just start to look somewhat different, as will your feelings, and maybe eventually your thoughts. Many of us have been finding how odd it is that the things that used to really bother us are not affecting us that way now. Things we used to really care about that pulled our strings now truly seem unimportant. And this feels really strange. Why? Because we made no conscious choice to make these changes. Specifically, they just appeared in us. So things like that may be some of the evidence of your inner change in beliefs. Changing beliefs is so powerful, my friends. It's also evidence of disidentifying, of being able to step back and not hold so tightly to the things in our life, not just the body. As we realize more and more that we have a body, but that we are not limited to that, well, things shift and change. We're released from that level of perception and all the rules of the game that went with that. We're above them now. We've moved on. Maybe this is that parallel realities thing. I don't know, but it's serious changing. So we have a new level of the game that we're playing on. Next comes the even bigger shift, the stepping back from mind. That's a really huge one. The feelings that we get with that are deeper, more disconcerting, for me they were anyway, than those that came with disidentifying from the body. The body is what, but the mind is how we look at things. The biggest changes are in that. Another set of words to watch for, to observe your use of, is the I am, or just any I statements you make. Look closely to see how you've either freed yourself or made yourself more captive to this or that. Again, I don't explain why this is. I just notice that it is, and it may help you as well. Actually, anything at all we are standing back and observing is going to be helpful. That's the very best stance to take that I found so far, the watcher. Until we move on from it, and you'll know when, there will be no question at all, so don't be concerned with that. Meanwhile, just continue to watch. I heard somewhere, I think maybe it's an Eastern saying, don't move until an elephant steps on your foot. You'll just know. Okay, well, before I close, I'll draw the obvious parallel that many will have noticed already with the I am phrase, that it is the name of God in the Bible, the only one given. I am that I am. Now it may be the power in the words comes from that. I don't know. Really, it doesn't matter. It's an interesting parallel, though. So this is enough for homework, to watch the words and phrases, both of judgments and of the I statements that we make. Watch what is being done with those words. Watch how they manipulate and control the energy in your life. They mold your reality. Well, they're the evidence. The molding is actually the beliefs underlying. Recognize first that words have, or they somehow convey, power. And that's an important step. There's no such thing as a casual statement. And the rest just seems to follow from that. So have fun observing. We're in our greatest power when we're in joy. All right, so what do you think? See you again soon.